Congratulations! You just landed your first real gig as a journalist. Bachelor's degree in communications, 3 years writing society pages for a local newspaper, and finally, they give you the chance to do real journalism. They assign you to the police beat. Nothing dangerous, your editor says. Just common homicides, robberies, that kind of thing. You make 8,500 pesos a month. Barely enough for rent and beans. But you're 26 years old and you believe the truth matters. You still believe in journalism. You're still naive. Your first real story comes by accident. You're at the public prosecutor's office covering a minor assault when you overhear 2 cops whispering. They're talking about 5 bodies found at a ranch. Don't report it, one says. Orders from above. Your journalistic instinct awakens. You make calls. You confirm the story with paramedics. You write 800 words about the massacre nobody else is covering. Your editor publishes it on page 3. Nothing major, just the facts. 2 days later, a guy sits down next to you at the coffee shop where you work on your laptop. You didn't see him come in. I read your piece, he says. Casual outfit, but wearing 15,000 peso boots. It was good, but incomplete. Those 5 were lookouts who didn't pay their quota. In case you want the full context for your next article. He leaves a USB drive on the table and walks away. Didn't touch his coffee. You get to your apartment. You insert the USB with trembling hands. There are 47 files, photos of bodies, audio recordings of interrogations, bank transfer documents. It's enough material for 20 articles. It's also enough to get you killed. You delete everything, destroy the USB. That night, you don't sleep, but it's too late. They've already seen you. They already know you're curious. A week later, you receive a WhatsApp from an unknown number. It's a 40-second video. It shows 3 men in a basement. They're tied up. One is crying, one is praying, one is already dead. The message says, they lifted 300 kilos in Apodaca, thought they could steal. Want the full story? You don't respond. You block the number. The next day, your editor receives the same video. You've got a source, he says excitedly. Cultivate it. He doesn't understand it's not a source, it's a trap. They're recruiting you. They're turning you into their spokesman without you realizing it. You decide to investigate on your own. You start with old cases. Journalists who disappeared 5 years ago, 10 years ago. There's a pattern. They all wrote about specific topics. Trafficking routes, police protection, names of regional bosses. They all received warnings. Some heeded them. Those are still alive. Though they no longer practice journalism, others insisted. Those are names on commemorative plaques for Freedom of Expression Day. You're in the middle. You haven't crossed the line yet, but you're already standing on it. Your next report is about mass graves. You find a mother searching for her missing son. She takes you to a vacant lot where a dog detects the smell of decomposition. You call the prosecutor's office. They find 12 bodies. Your story runs on the front page. Your newspaper sells it to national media. For 3 days, you're an important journalist. Your mom sees you on television and cries with pride. She doesn't know that night, 2 SUVs without plates park outside your building for 4 hours. She doesn't know that on the 4th day, you receive flowers at your office. The arrangement is huge and expensive. The card simply says, with admiration for your work. It's unsigned. Everyone in the newsroom thinks you have a secret admirer. You know it's a threat. You start noticing things. You're being followed. Not always. Not obviously. But you're being followed. It's the same gray Jetta you see on your street. Then at the supermarket, then outside your mom's house where you go for Sunday dinner. You change your routes. You leave at different times. The Jetta disappears. A white Suru appears. Then a motorcycle. You understand it's not paranoia. It's professional surveillance. They're evaluating you, studying your routines, your relationships, your weaknesses. They're building a file on your life to know exactly how to destroy it if necessary. An older colleague invites you to breakfast. He's 52 years old and has been covering crime since the 90s. Look, kid, he says, there are unwritten rules. Don't use full names. Don't publish photos of faces. Don't mention specific routes. Don't reveal sources of income. And for God's sake, don't write about their families. He explains the anatomy of a safe story. You report the fact, give general figures, cite official sources, don't investigate beyond that. You can have a long career or a brave career, he says. You can't have both. You pay your share of breakfast and don't follow his advice. You still believe you can be different. A manila envelope arrives at the newsroom. Inside are official documents. Birth certificates, property deeds, business registries, all in the name of a state police commander. He owns 14 properties, 3 ranches, 2 shopping centers. His official salary is 18,000 pesos a month. The numbers don't add up even with a broken calculator. It's the perfect story. Documented corruption, solid evidence. You write 2,000 words. Your editor reads it twice. It's good, he says. Too good. He sends it to legal. The newspaper's lawyers tear it apart. You need more sources. You need his official response. You need to protect yourself. You know that if you ask for his official response, the commander will know you're investigating him. The article is never published. You learn that self-censorship doesn't always come from above. Sometimes it comes from lawyers who want to protect the newspaper from lawsuits. And the journalist from bullets. You meet other journalists in your situation. They form a WhatsApp group that changes names every week. They share information, warn each other about threats, recommend safe routes. It's a survival network. One of them, Javier, is investigating disappearances in the border zone. He has witness testimonies. He has documents linking local authorities to safe houses. His work is impeccable. On Thursday, he shares a preview of his investigation in the group. On Friday, he doesn't show up to the weekly meeting. On Saturday, his car appears burned on the highway. On Sunday, his body appears in a sewage canal. On Monday, the WhatsApp group dissolves. Everyone deletes everything. Nobody talks about Javier because talking about Javier is admitting any of you could be next. Your investigation evolves. You no longer chase stories. Stories chase you. You receive anonymous calls with precise data about corrupt police operations. Videos arrive at your personal email that nobody should have.